Howdy folks, Brian with BG Model Workshop, and we're going to do update on our 24-hour group build, 48-hour group build. I accidentally cut it in half. I apologize about that. But things have been moving along here fairly well. We got started last night at 8:04 our time, West Coast time, and about an hour and a half after that, Mrs. BG got home from work. She had done one of her horrible 12-hour days, so we packed it all up and quit early last night so we could spend time with her to make sure she was doing okay and, you know, just basically being a good hubby. So what I did before I quit though was I got all the parts ready and soaked them in dish fluid and some water, of course, and got them all nice and pretty and happy to go because they had a lot of fingerprints on them for something that was still bagged up. But let's see. So yeah, we got some stuff in paint now. Here is our chassis. And again, I said this was a curbside. This was a battery-operated toy-like vehicle, which we did not know about when we first purchased the kit. And when we opened it up and we got it home, we're a little disappointed. But now it seems to fit the bill perfectly for the 48-hour group build. I went ahead and built the battery box because that was kind of, I've never done that before, so that was kind of a fun thing for me to do. And then I've got my clamp on here for holding it and painting it. Now, the interior, this was all molded in black, and we sprayed it flat black to take down the sheen. And the interior, I've been doing some research, some photo research on the Google, and turns out that a lot of the interiors of these cars were just natural metal aluminum with all the junk put in there, you know, racing seat, steering wheel, actual fire extinguishers, not ones that are stamped into the floor. So what I like about curbside kits is when you go to do one of these kits, it's a great excuse to go raid the parts box. So we're going to be dropping stuff. We're going to be raiding some parts boxes here and there and trying to kit this out just a little bit more than it is. We won't be paying any attention to the engine, just the parts we can see through the windshield and such in the, on the interior. It's got positionable front wheels, and there's like kind of like a block of stuff we put together and then slip that into place and glue it in. And that's probably going to be next here pretty soon. But once this pan fully cures up, we're going to be masking it off and spray painting it aluminum. And then we'll start detailing up the interior from there. So that's on the horizon. We got our wheels painted, and let me just pick those off the trees here. So here's our fronties. And they're open, they're molded open. And then we have our LP records to put in behind those guys. Ooh, I can't focus. It just wants to see my ugly finger. Okay, so yeah, here's our LP records, which are going to go in behind there. And then here is one of the rear wheels, which is molded closed, but it still has brake rotor detail. So I think what we'll do is I used natural metal aluminum. It was an Atimia spray paint. It's AS something, but it's a wonderful aluminum color, and I think we'll highlight the lug nut in the center, and then maybe do some Molotow pen on the disc to give that the shiny brake rotor look. So plans. In the back of the car, there's this clunky looking bit of plumbing that's supposed to be the exhaust pipe with what's supposed to be representative of some sort of turbo feature the car's supposed to have, since it is a Stratus turbo. And this just hangs down in the back, so not quite sure what we're going to do with that. I did spray it. I did base it flat black just in case I wanted to go back over it and do some metallizer on there or something like that. But we'll see how that goes, since it just hangs down in the back. Interior wise, getting back onto that page, we went through our decal parts box and found a racing harness decal, which we're going to implement on the racing seat, which is molded rather nicely. I just did a little polishing on the sides to take off the seams, and it turned out pretty good. And while I was in there, I found some gauge decals, so I went ahead and used my center hole punch, punched those out, placed those on there. And the little white dots, those are going to become colored lenses. I based those, since it's all molded in black, and I liked the way it looked on the dashboard because it looked like the photos that I was looking at online. Decided to go ahead and just do white dots on those, and then when those dry, come back with some transparent colors and then do those up. And then
That's my
everything else.
over there. I see you. Hi, Sissy Boo.
That's my sister. So everything else is going pretty well. We still have to clean up the body, mold lines, and do a little bit of light sanding, and then we're going to go shoot this, and we're going to do to me a bright white. I think that'll look cool. So that's what we got going on there. I'd like to give a shout out to Vince Weston. Thank you, Vince. We've got your card. Love the dragon back there, buddy. That's cool. And the note on the back. That was very nice of you to say those very kind words, Vince. I appreciate that greatly. Looking forward to seeing more of your stuff. Now, because we've been on vacation and not feeling well and everything like that, we have neglected doing Shop Card of the Week. And we're going to rectify that now. So, Vision 124, George, thank you for being a great sport, buddy. We really appreciate that. And the not to mention the decals that you sent us for the Miller truck. We're going to be putting those on this weekend while we have dry spots when we're working on this Stratus kit. So since we have Vince's card ready to go, we're going to make him Shop Card of the Week. So there we go, Vince. Going to go up there with Mrs. BG. We're going to get a shot of that. And there we go. Awesome. So guys, check out Vince over at Models from the Dungeon. He does some excellent work, and he's got quite the Doctor Who collection. I've been teasing him about trying to make a video on that stuff. You know, how we do our other collections and other hobbies and such. So if you want to see some videos about Doctor Who stuff, send Vince a note. Get on him about it. All right, guys, we'll talk to you a little bit later on. Bye now.